If I could wave a magic wand and change one thing in family law, it would be primary caregiver guilt trips. And what I mean by that is frequently you have these cases where the way the relationship shook out, one person primarily cared for the child while the other person primarily handled the bills or whatever, and they both just had their roles. But now that the relationship's, over, the primary caregiver wants to tally every sacrifice they have ever made for their children. And they also want to highlight that the other person has no experience doing it and that, there's concern that they can't possibly do it. And I feel like that's doing like your relationship a disservice, right? So if you and your co-parent had at least attempted to tackle it equally and you worked on figuring things out, you wouldn't feel as uncomfortable about your co-parent spending time with your kids, right? So if you never let them cook for your kids or you never let them change diapers, no, they don't know how to do it. They can figure it out. They're adults, right? They're adults. They might have other kids with other people. They can figure it out. It might not be exactly the way you want it done, but they can figure it out, right? So I don't like that. I think you got to give people the benefit of the doubt. You have to trust in the fact that you chose to have children with this person and that they mean your children no harm and that they will do their best and give them the opportunity to do that. That's what I think. But I get a lot of people, whether it's clients or not clients or whoever, that just feels as though because you have done and sacrificed everything, that it is your responsibility to just, and you're right, to just keep on sacrificing. Who wants to continue sacrificing? It's twice as hard to sacrifice once you're alone than it is when you're with somebody. So if anything, it makes more sense to try to work with them to make sure they know how to do it so that you can move on. It might be tough to kind of get past the hurdle of your relationship, but it'll save you a whole lot of effort in the end. That's what I think. So if I could wave a magic wand, it will be to get rid of that issue.